Chapter 42. New Friends and Rewards. The arena had not yet emptied. The echoes of judgment still lingered in the air. But now, it was time for results to become reality. The woman in white stepped forward once again. Her presence alone silenced what little noise remained. The woman in white spoke calmly. Those whose names are called step forward. She paused slightly, letting her voice settle. Claim your reward and burn the mask you wear. No one moved at first. Then, the calling began. The woman in white announced, Rank 16, Two-Head Dragon. Two-Head Dragon stepped forward. His steps were slower than before, but steady. The woman in white continued. Rank 15, Twin Blade. Ankh 14, Ka. Rank 13, Kongar. Rank 12, Clanlord. Rank 11, Vex. Rank 10, Leonardo. Rank 9, Nightmare. Each of them stepped forward as their names were called. Flames rose. Masks burned. Faces were revealed. Some clenched their fists. Some lowered their heads. Some simply stared forward. The woman in white spoke again. All participants with negative points receive no reward. She looked across them without emotion. Your actions have been judged. Silence. No one argued. She continued. Rank 8, Aegis. Aegis stepped forward calmly. The woman in white said, 0 points. Noti Worf. Aegis gave a slight nod and returned without speaking. Then, her tone shifted. The woman in white declared, Now our ranked participants. The atmosphere changed instantly. Rank 7, the Great King. The Great King stepped forward. The woman in white announced, 5 points. Reward 5 gold coins. Rank 6, Snowflake. Snowflake stepped forward gracefully. The woman in white said, 20 points. Reward 20 gold coins. Snowflake accepted the pouch and quietly muttered to herself, Expected. Rank 5 shared, Grey Wolf. Silva. Both stepped forward. The woman in white said, 25 points. Reward 25 gold coins each. Silva glanced at Grey Wolf and said with a slight edge, You got lucky. Grey Wolf replied immediately, Or you're just slow. Neither smiled, but neither backed down. Rank 3, Wildfire. Wildfire stepped forward confidently. The woman in white announced, 150 points. Reward 150 gold coins. Wildfire chuckled and said, Now that sounds right. Rank 2, White Whale. White Whale stepped forward. The woman in white said, 200 points. Reward 200 gold coins. White Whale accepted the pouch silently. Then, the final moment. The woman in white spoke. Rank 1, White Wolf. All eyes turned. Alex stepped forward. The woman in white announced clearly, 425 points. Reward 425 gold coins. She added with a faint smile, This marks his second victory, a beast among beasts. Alex accepted the pouch without any visible reaction. The woman in white concluded, Your tents have been upgraded according to rank. She paused. Rest well, because next, you will face each other. Her voice sharpened slightly. Knockout matches. The announcement ended. The silence broke. People began talking. Groups formed. Alex stood still, observing. He noticed. Everyone had someone. Except him. Before that thought could settle, a voice reached him. White Whale spoke directly to Alex. Congratulations, White Wolf. Alex turned and faced her. White Whale asked, How did you figure out how the mirror works? Alex answered calmly, I observed. White Whale frowned slightly and asked, That's all? Alex replied, Yes. White Whale studied him carefully and said, You didn't hesitate at all. Alex responded, I didn't need to. White Whale narrowed her eyes slightly and said, You trusted your judgment completely. Alex looked at her and replied, I didn't trust anything. I just didn't waste time doubting. White Whale paused, then said quietly, Interesting. At that moment, another voice joined. Two-Head Dragon walked closer and spoke to Alex. He's not wrong. He stopped in front of Alex and said, You did well. Two-Head Dragon continued. You proved something. Alex remained silent, watching him. Two-Head Dragon added, You're not here because someone favored you. You're here because you earned it. White Whale looked at Two-Head Dragon and said, That's coming from you. She continued, You got rank 16 by killing everyone. Two-Head Dragon scratched his nose and replied, Yeah. He looked slightly embarrassed and said, I thought that was enough. He paused and added, Turns out I was wrong. Alex finally spoke. You weren't wrong. Both White Whale and Two-Head Dragon looked at Alex. Alex continued, You just chose the wrong way to win. Two-Head Dragon stared at him for a moment, then laughed. Fair enough, he said. White Whale exhaled lightly and said, At least you're honest. More footsteps approached. Kira stepped forward and spoke to Alex. You're White Wolf, right? Alex nodded. Kira said, You're not what I expected. Alex asked, What did you expect? Kira replied, Someone louder or arrogant. Snowflake stepped beside her and added, Or someone who talks more. Alex looked at Snowflake and said, Talking doesn't change results. Snowflake smiled slightly and replied, True. Aegis stepped forward and spoke calmly. You're efficient. He added, That's rare. Silva crossed her arms and said, Or he's just cautious. Aegis replied to Silva, Cautious people hesitate. He didn't. Grey Wolf chuckled and added, He doesn't hesitate. That's the difference. The group fell silent for a moment. Nightmare stood slightly behind them, watching silently without speaking. Then White Whale looked at Alex again and asked, You didn't try to kill anyone, why? Alex answered, It wasn't necessary. White Whale asked again, That's your only reason? Alex replied, Yes. White Whale said softly, You're strange. Alex responded, Maybe. Two-Head Dragon spoke again. Next round is knockout. He looked around and added, That means no holding back. Kira smirked and said, Good. I was getting bored of rules. Snowflake looked at Alex and asked, Will you still hold back? Alex answered clearly, No. That answer changed the atmosphere. Grey Wolf then spoke to the group. We should work together, at least for now. Everyone looked at him. Grey Wolf continued, Not as allies forever. Just understand each other. Aegis nodded and said, That's reasonable. Kira shrugged and said, I don't mind. White Whale looked directly at Alex and asked, What about you? Silence. Alex looked at all of them. Then he said, I don't trust easily. Grey Wolf replied, That's fine. Neither do we. That made Alex pause. No one spoke for a moment. Then, something shifted. Not friendship. Not yet. But understanding. Alex exhaled slowly and said, Then we'll see. That was enough. No promises. No alliances. Just possibility. For the first time since arriving in this world, Alex was not surrounded by enemies. He was surrounded by people who understood the same battlefield. And for the first time, he did not feel completely alone. New bonds or future rivals? Will these connections survive the next battle or break under pressure? The story continues in the next chapter. Subscribe and follow The Broken Realm, only on this channel.